the other aspect is the cost sharing for your out-of-pocket costs. You know how you go to the doctor and sometimes you have to pay $10 or $30
if you
for your
copay.
Yep. Well, those are your out-of-pocket costs. And maybe if you went into the hospital, you might have to pay $200 or $500 as your copay. Well, for folks who are from 100% to 250% of the poverty line, they may be eligible for help reducing their out-of-pocket expenses as well. So for that family of one who earns up to around, what would that be, around $26,000 a year, from 11,490 to 26,000 range, they might be able to reduce their out-of-pocket, and that sometimes will come out of tax monies that they already paid in, but sometimes that will be an actual subsidy where we are trying to help people out.
So again, there's no direct payment to the individual, but it can come in the form of tax credits or subsidies, just depending on your situation.
Right, and there are two ways that folks can take advantage of these tax credits. They can either pay their whole $400 a month health insurance premium every month, or $150 a month premium every month, and then in 2015, when they file their taxes for 2014, then they can get a refund of some of that health insurance premium dollar. Alternatively, they can say, I really think I'm going to make this much money in 2014, so I only want to pay $25 or $50 a month and go ahead and have my premium tax credit sent on to the insurance company.
Okay. Again, you're watching One-on-One with Hubert Smith on this Friday night, October the 11th. And tonight we're talking about the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act, which was signed into law in 2010. However, the ability to sign on, for lack of a better word, did not occur until October the 1st.
That's right.
But there are many things that Dr. Hedrick has explained that are already in effect. Please correct me.
There are many in effect, like the being allowed to keep your child on your insurance until they're 26, or children not having caps on their policies and not having pre-existing illness. But, oh, you reminded me of something. What did you remind me of?
I don't know, but you forgot it already.
I did. Well, I did want to say that folks who want
things that are already in effect.
Yeah, but I had talked about the poverty level, 100 to 400% and higher, that those folks could seek affordable health insurance through this new marketplace. However, unfortunately, those who are poor, who are beneath the poverty line, are probably not going to be able to afford health insurance. And something that most folks don't realize is that our Medicaid, our TennCare, that helps poor and low-income folks, does not cover childless adults. So if you have an empty nest, or you don't have any children, and you don't have health insurance, and you're living on $5,000 a year, this isn't going to help you, because our governor did not accept TennCare expansion. So the poorest will not be able to use this, and that, I know you don't want to be an advocate, but I am an advocate for those uninsured individuals, and urge folks to get in touch with Governor Haslam and say they want that expansion, because it would be 100% federally funded with our tax dollars that we already sent to Washington, D.C., being returned to pay for those very poor folks, and there are about 48,000 of them in the Knoxville area who are being left out.
Was that what I reminded you of?
That is what you reminded.
Okay, then let's stay on that for a minute. So, what's the governor's argument against this, doing what you just described?
I don't think he has a good argument. What I have heard him say is that he would like to do what he calls a Tennessee plan, to have folks have co-pays and pay for their insurance, and have the insurance companies implementing cost containment measures. But TennCare is a very, very good program that has been evolving over, oh gosh, I think almost 20 years now, maybe 15 or so. And we have low costs with low expense rises in TennCare, so it's less than the national average for that plan. and it's a managed care plan. We have a waiver for our Medicaid. So we do TennCare very well with good patient satisfaction, and I think we should insure our poor folks through TennCare. He has not actually sent this magical Tennessee plan in writing to ask for a waiver. So I just don't think there's a good reason to refuse the $2.7 billion that would be returned to Tennessee over the next 3 years, 2014 through 2016, to pay 100% of the TennCare charges for the 48,000 people in the Knoxville area who are poor, childless adults.
We have about 2 minutes remaining in the program, so if you missed part of it, let me just give you a quick review of what we've done. Tonight we have, this was program 1 of 3 programs that we're going to do. I'm going to dedicate the next 3 shows in this month toward this very, very big issue. When we come back on next week, Dr. Hedrick has some charts and graphs that she's going to introduce to you tonight, and I asked her to hold off on those tonight because I thought it would be good for you and me to get some very basic, as you know, see, I didn't answer many questions, so I didn't know much either, never claimed to. Answer some very basic questions about what this is all about, dispel some of the myths and things of that nature, and then next week we can get into some of the more detailed information. So Dr. Hedrick, in the minute that we have remaining, I'll turn it over to you, and you can tell the audience maybe a preview for next week or something that you want to tell them for this week.
Well, this is a chart that I like to use, and you'll see the orange color on here. That is the marketplace, and that is where folks will, in our area, shop for one of 3 plans. And the red area on here is folks who are already in TennCare. So those are pregnant women, children, parents with dependent children, and some disabled folks. And then we see in this green, whoops, wrong side, green area, those are the childless adults who will remain uninsured and be unable to afford insurance in this marketplace. But it turns out that someone right at the poverty line, right across here, at $11,490 income, may be able to get health insurance for $20 a month.
Well, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next 2 weeks, and we'll tell you more about the patient protection.